It's time to check Adam's voicemail.
Hey, Adam, you wacky son of a bitch. Hey, want to get your thoughts on who's the worst person? The person who's driving and never uses their blinker, or the person that's in front of you with the light and the light changes and then they turn their blinker on? Which one's the biggest a-hole?
You can leave us a message at 888-634-1744.
I think it's the latent blinker user because you've proven to me you know how to use it now. You just don't use it for what we need it for. And I've said it a million times. They could just put it up on the big freeway signs out here. Use your blinker. They could do it for 6 months, and they would say, we will cite people who don't use their blinkers, and then everyone would use their blinkers, and that would be that.
Yeah.
But we won't do that.
Yeah.
We won't even do the most basic of what makes sense. We will not engage in that. Like, it's an easy thing. I bet if people use their blinkers consistently, like everyone used their blinkers consistently, you would probably cut down on 41% of accidents, like on the freeway, because a lot of them are just guys changing lanes and people don't see them, or maybe you cut it down 20%, whatever it is.
It definitely comes down, yeah.
It would make an impact, and it would help with traffic flow and something like that. So everybody has a device in their car with a blinker.
Yeah.
And everyone could use their blinker, but many don't. So we could remind them, and then we could sort of incentivize them to do it by saying, if a CHP guy sees you change lanes without your blinker, then you're going to get cited for it. But people don't use it, and they don't use it with impunity. Like, nobody has thoughts about it.
Right.
And it would solve problems, speed up traffic, and may save a life or two.
Yep.
We will not share that information with the public. we won't do it. Now, what we will do is we'll write click it or ticket, which is already built into your car. So we already have a device in the car that's going off, blinking, if you don't put your seatbelt on. So we don't need that. It's built into the car. We also have another thing that's built into the car. It's called a turn signal, and you won't fucking use it.
Yeah.
But our message never gets to the turn signal.
Why?
But why?
Why?
I have said, I've been in sound for 25 years. I've been on the radio for 25 years. I was like, I want to talk to the guys who do this, the sign. I want to talk to them about it. It's like, you can't, whatever. It's like, why not? Why can't they take a suggestion? Why? It's insane.
I put it on the automobile people, though. Like, because if you make a turn without using your blinker, the same way that you don't fasten your seatbelt, if they do that annoying chime, you don't think that would do it? Because that is what makes people buckle their seatbelt. It's not the flashing light. It's that incessant ding, 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 right?
Yes,
so,
of
like,
course.
if you make, let's say, 3. One's an emergency, one you forget, but the third time you do it, you're just an asshole, and you need to be reminded.
I'm fine with building it into cars.
Yeah.
I got no problems with it, but this is Los Angeles. Like, people drive cars that are 20 years old all the time.
It's going to be a minute till we catch up.
It's going to be a minute till we catch up. I would say, let's just make it a crusade.
Okay.
They do it.
This is your purpose?
Well,
is this a part of your campaign?
No. Here's what it is. It's my coffee mug thing. It's like, if you fucks can't do this, what else are you fucking up? Like, this is such a low threshold.
Yeah.
We do it. Look, every year there's a fucking drought in California. And then every year there's a big campaign. Don't hose down your driveway. Don't wash your car in the driveway. Use the broom. You know what I mean? Don't do this. Don't refill your swimming pool. Like,
Don't drink.
Don't drink water. Don't hydrate.
Let your plants die.
No, but plant perennials that aren't, that are for the climate they're in and stuff. They hit you hard with it. And then they go check the numbers and they go, we saved 28% more water because people didn't. And they go, if you're fucking hosing your driveway down instead of sweeping your driveway down, neighbor will drop a dime on you. Guy's going to show up from the fucking city. And people stop. They get the message. Yeah. They don't do it. We could do that with signals. We could do it.
Yeah.
We just won't. We won't.
That's the ding, ding, ding. That's the neighbor.
Yeah. All right, sorry. I can't wrap my mind around it. I can't. It's like, we're so fucking dumb. It's the easiest. Okay. All right. I'm done. I just want to go into one city council meeting. Just fucking one.
We just got
what
that
the
too.
fuck are we doing? What are you doing? Who's in charge of the fucking sign? Who does this? Who puts it up there? Ugh. Slow for the cone zone.
I know.
And now the holidays are coming around. So
you
it's
don't like the holidays?
No.
That's a shocker. I thought you'd be such a cheerful
How
fellow.
dare you? I fucking love the holidays.
Really? Oh, okay, good.
I
Eggnog
love the
season.
holidays. Listen, I like the holidays. The holidays mean the sign reads, "Don't get on Santa's naughty list. Put your seatbelt on." You know, now the theme's built in. Themed of the same message.
Put other people first.
That we already know about.
Got it.
That's what the holidays are going to mean for the signs now. You know what I mean? You're not going to get any figgy pudding if you don't slow for the cone zone. That's where we're at now.
Yeah.
It's just a festive message version
The
of
same
these.
fucking drivel, but with the holiday.
You put some cinnamon on it. That's it.
Nutmeg, but yeah.
Nutmeg it. Yeah, you nutmeg it.
Ugh. All right, what do we got? I'm depressed. I'm angry.
All right. Well, so we mentioned this earlier. So Joe hosts a podcast, Two Cool Moms, with our friend Steve Byrne. By the way, available on YouTube and all podcast platforms. So I thought, and it's a parenting podcast. You guys give maternal advice.
Yeah, both of us had really good mothers that give great maternal advice, and we think that we inherited that. So we spend the first half talking about our, moms, our family, anything, because we're comedians. And then
really?
The second half we do fan submitted dilemmas, and we solve people's problems as best we can.
I just talked to Dr. True yesterday, and he was like, it was such a blessing that our moms didn't really like us because when they died, we didn't really care. And I was like, yeah, I guess that's a good thing. That's
Silver lining.
That's a silver lining. That's something we could find that was positive. Because we were talking about guys I knew, and you may know some of these guys. You may be one.
I'll find out in a minute.
They got ruined by their moms.
Not me.
Their moms were so fucking doting on them. The worst roommates ever.
Oh, for sure.
The fucking worst. But their moms were so doting on them that they had a false sense of how they fit in the world.
Yeah.
And they couldn't, with that horrible attitude, it didn't translate into being like a good employee, a good partner, a good roommate, because they just fill the fucking sink with dishes and then just walk past it for the next week, waiting for you to do it because their mom ruined them.
They call them helicopter moms right now. Those are helicopter moms.
Yeah.
I didn't have. My mom didn't do that.
She was good to you, but she didn't ruin you that way.
No, she was a crazy Sicilian. But she was definitely very good.
Do we all know people? I mean, I
thought Italian moms were known for like letting their kid live at their house till they were 30.
Yeah, I think there's a difference than that because I moved back home. I moved out to LA, tried it, didn't work, went back home, and I lived in my mom's basement, super successful. And I lived there, but I had to earn my keep. I had to do my stuff. Like it wasn't like one of those, sitcom moms that's like, I'll take out the garbage. Like she was like, what are you doing? Yeah, like it was like that,
Do we all know people that were ruined this way?
For sure.
Like I said, when you find out they're your roommate, it's like,
worst.
This is devastating.
I had roommates coming out of your life, which is fine, which is good. But I had a cousin whose mom, who was my aunt, who was like that, and totally ruined them. It was like, ugh.
I remember I'd go to my buddy's house and we would eat dinner in his room, and then he was just like, just stack all the plates on my desk.
Mom will come in.
Yeah, mom will come get it. Like that's what we do with the plates. Just stack them. He just had stacks of dishes.
Nobody ever says like, listen, love your kids, love your son, take care of your son, hug your son, but don't fucking overdo it, bitch.
Yeah.
You will make the world's shittiest 41-year-old at some point. Like I've
up.
had these guys as roommates. They're the fucking worst. All right. And it doesn't help them in life.
No,
it doesn't serve them.
It hurts them.
You need a little bit of fucking humility. You need like just a dusting of low self-esteem.
Sprinkle.
Yeah, just a sprinkle, like nutmeg.
Nutmeg, a little bit of nutmeg.
Yeah.
Well, so there's this New York Times article written by Chelsea Conaboy who basically says the maternal instinct is a myth that men created.
Oh.
So she says that the notion that selflessness and tenderness babies require is uniquely ingrained in the biology of women is a relatively modern and pernicious one. It was constructed over decades by men selling an image of what a mother should be, diverting our attention from what she actually is, and they call it science.
This bitch is retarded. This fucking.
Well, thanks, guys. It's great being here.
Yeah. that they fucking do this. All these fucking lefties are always trying to sell something. You know what I mean? Like, well, half of the gazelles are bisexual. Oh, okay, that translates. Okay, that's good. Certain tribes had women. Like, it's like, listen, we are who we are. That's it. Women have these instincts. Men have other instincts. Yeah. And the reason it kind of works is there's a balance. It's not like one is better than the other. Yeah. It works nicely.
I think you see the maternal instinct, though, in nature more. I think that's where it came from, right? It stemmed from like a lioness, like taking its life to save its child and things like that, right?
Yeah, the male lion wants to eat the cub.
Right, yeah. And then she's fighting them down.
All they do... All these, it's just New York Times or something like that.
New York Times.
All these crazy bitches do is go back and try to deconstruct shit that doesn't make any sense. And I've dealt with this my whole life. I had a hippie mom.
Oh.
She didn't spend a lot of time on me, but she only spent time instilling horrible ideas, horrible hippie ideas. And she was this stuff goes back. Like, well, if you give a little boy a dolly and a little girl a gun, the boy will play with it. Nope, we don't want that. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. 5-year-old boys, if they don't have a gun, they'll pick up a stick and start going pow, pow, pow. And if a young girl doesn't have a dolly, she'll take a throw pillow and put a fucking wig on it and start brushing its hair. That's who we are. They hate the whole gender thing because it flies in the face of their sort of fluidity. Like they want us to all be something.
Don't you think that just comes from us? I'm just fucking with you.
She certainly does.
She doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about. But have fun.
Yeah, well, she says new research on the parental brain makes it clear that the idea of maternal instinct is something innate, automatic, and distinctly female, and that's the myth. And it has stuck.
No, it's not distinctly female. Dads have very strong thoughts about their kids as well. They're just different roles and different thoughts.
Yeah, I think that's what everybody knows. Men and women think differently, right? So there's different things that drive you. But I think something gets awoken in you when you become a parent, for sure, right? You think,
the man,
absolutely, man or woman, right? Like when you're responsible for another life, like that's when you became a father, didn't you feel like, this is different? Yeah,
something was unlocked.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right. No.
Yeah.
I certainly do.
Now, come on, maybe not
Sonny,
right away.
If you're listening,
yes, Sonny,
it was a great awakening. Well, okay, so I think a lot of guys have this, like, I had to change my ways, my boozing, my carousing, my womanizing, my gambling,
I didn't.
I didn't have to change my ways because I was always pretty good, I worked and I was pretty dutiful and I took care of everyone, and so, when I had kids, I was just like, well, it's going to be more of this.
Yeah.
I didn't have this, oh man, it's time to stop bar fighting or shit like that. I was just like, well, now you may have to work a little more.
Harder. Prepare for.
That's right. But the woman worries that the kid is going to go out for a walk unaccompanied and be abducted or something horrible is going to happen to the kid. And then the husband worries that if the kid doesn't go out there and skin his knee enough, he's not going to be ready to face the real world. They're both parenting thoughts. They're just kind of from different perspectives. Yeah. And that's why male and female end up working out as the sort of model for raising a kid.
Right. Well, actually, and there's new research that shows that gay parents are actually really great parents, but they say it's because they wanted to be parents, right? So do you believe that?
Oh, yeah. There's a drive for it.
There's a drive, like, they're yearning to be parents.
Well,
also,
both your dads have a convertible? I mean, that's got to be awesome.
Yeah, $104 million. Just
everyone else
right now.
Stuffed in a minivan.
Right. Nick Mason and Nick Masson.
Nick Mason and Nick Masson have $104 million. You're worth it already. You're coming.
Dawson, did you find out Nick Masson's name? No. Yeah. Just find out who drives Nick Mason's. But I can't.
We're still looking.
Really?
I hope it's Nick Masson. Let's just live in that reality.
It's really close.
You're talking about Natalia checking out colleges. So there's this Harvard-trained parenting expert.
Oh, let me circle back.
Oh, please.
Look, if you are gay and you adopt, or if you're straight and you adopt, you wanted kids.
Yeah.
And that's always going to make you a better parent than one where pops forgot to pull out.
Yeah.
So anytime... If you do a comedy club and it's rando comedy night and there's a bunch of other comedians on the bill, that audience might be okay, but they're not there to see you. You know what I mean? Your best audience is going to be people who bought tickets early, waited in line, and that's really what the audience is as a parent. We wanted a kid. It took 2 years. We had cost us a bunch of money. I mean, yes, you're burning calories to then raise a kid.
Right.
Yes, you'll be better, gay or straight.
All right, so there's this Harvard-trained parenting expert. So she shared this message for her own kids. There's no such thing as a good college. So this is a parenting researcher and author, Jennifer Wallish, and she taught her own 3 children of this very simple concept. And that the first thing we need to do is get out of our heads that there is such thing as a good college. We got to dial down that pressure around college admissions. Attending a prestigious college doesn't guarantee any ideal future, research shows.
No. What guarantees a future is your work and your talent. Where you went to college is good for a first date. Maybe.
But I know, but that's also a dated thing. I think when we were coming into the professional world 20, 30 years ago, for sure you got into a different pile if you went to Yale. But now I feel like I don't think it matters nearly as much.
I mean, I use this example, but when we were doing the Man Show, we would get a lot of writers' submissions every year. You guys probably would get writers' submissions and stuff like that. And at the top, it'd be like, oh, this guy's from Harvard. You know what I mean? But then we'd read the submission. And I don't care if the guy was from Oxnard Junior College. If you were laughing reading his submission, then you hire that guy over the Harvard guy every time.
But it's twofold, right? If the Yale guy was good, you wouldn't even have looked at the Oxnard one. Right, so it depends on that guy shit the bed because he wasn't funny, but he just happened to go to the right college. But I think you might have got a first look back in the day.
Yeah, it helped.
Yeah, for sure.
It helped, but it's kind of a bygone era. I
think so.
I don't, and I know it is because everyone is now. All the successful people are bragging about dropping out of college their junior year, whatever it is.
I don't even think I have an accounting degree.
You do?
I was a business major. I don't know. It's kind of similar to dropping out because I didn't pursue what I studied at all. It's college develops your social skills and all that. And makes you a people person and how to deal with that stuff. But I don't think gives you experiences. But I think that's the best thing about college. I always say that. I say that to my nieces and nephews about it. It's like experience college.
Right.
Don't worry about the books as much.
Yeah. All right.
This is a story about a mother who 75 years old. In the northern Italian city of Pavia, she won a court order after suing to have her sons, aged 40 and 42, removed from her house.
See? But that's on her. She was too doting.
Yeah. That's like, it's like squatters' rights, but they're your children.
You have to get the law involved to get them out?
That's bad.
Well,
it's like Carmine, you got to pack your shit.
Italy's the place where they bring their laundry back, like in their 30s and 40s, to have their mom do it. Yeah. So it makes sense that it's out of Italy. But back to my original point, don't dote.
Yeah.
Kid's got to get out there and do a little hunting for himself.
Right.
So the 2 sons were described in court papers by their mother as parasites. And they've been living in the family apartment without contributing financially or helping around the house. So she and the judge sided with her.
Here's the thing about people that don't contribute financially in general. They don't fucking make up for it in other ways.
Right.
They're even worse than the people who do contribute financially.
You got to add value somehow.
You really thought, I naively thought, well, if this person doesn't make money, surely they're going to be busting their hiney around here trying to overcompensate for not contributing. Nope, they're much lazier.
Yeah.
And by the way, that's the reason they don't contribute money.
Right. I had a roommate who crashed on my couch when I lived out here for 2 months, and I was like, he's like, I don't have any place to rent. Oh, crash on our couch, fine. Did nothing around the house.
That's the thing.
Like clean the coffee cup. That's your job now if you're not doing it, right? Yeah, they don't do anything. That's crazy.
I've always and by the way, they could buy themselves another 10 months on that sofa if you came home and caught them doing a load of laundry or some dishes or something like that. But they don't.
No.
They never do, which is weird. But that's the reason they need to be on your sofa.
Right.
Like people go,
self-fulfilling prophecy.
How come when I lend money to my cousin and I never get paid? Because he needed money. He's 44 and he wanted to borrow $6,000.
Yeah.
that means he's not good
with money that
with
you won't
money.
get back. Right.
So you're surprised that it's been 4 years and you haven't seen that money?
I'm going to punch you in the face. It's going to hurt.
There's literally no such thing. The only version there is, and you probably know this because you've made some good coin and have a few of the family members, neighborhood guys. There's only one version of lending someone money that ever works. It's someone who has money, who you front them money. Like they go, I got all my shit in a T-bill. It doesn't mature for 8 months. And I got to get the down payment together for this condo. But if I pull it out of the T-bill now, I'm going to get penalized or something. That person, you confront that money
We
to.
run in very different circles.
I don't know that person either. I'm just saying. Well,
I was on basic cable.
That person's me, actually.
You got T-bill money. I got you.
No, what I'm saying is you can front money to people who need a short-term whatever because they have something that didn't sell yet or mature yet or whatever it is. You can't just do here's some money. All right, Dawson looked like he was celebrating.
Yeah, I was searching images from Goodwood just to see. And most of them, I had to scroll down quite a bit. You can't see inside the car. I'm going to send it to Byron. We'll put it up. But Marino Franchitti drove Nick Mason's 250 GTO at Goodwood.
Now, Chris, it's nice to be on this side of the glass, right?
I can't find Nick anything about
Marino
Masson.
Franchitti is I know.
Okay.
Yeah. Dario and Marino, I think they're brothers.
I think they're Frankie.
That's as close as we can come. And the
well-
problem with trying to find someone named Nick Masson, it's all Nick Mason.
yeah.
That's all it's going to be.
Well, let's see.
What year was it?
I probably wouldn't celebrate quite as physically next time, Dawson. It sort of led me.
I was just thrilled that the Google image approach, instead of just a regular Google search, I'm just looking through the pictures, and then finally they show a picture of a driver.
There you go.
That's a.
I applaud you.
pretty proud of myself.
I applaud you on it.
pretty
I
proud of
applaud you
myself.
on it.
Yeah. I'm not sure if we accomplished our mission.
I
there,
agree that we
Dario
didn't accomplish a
Franchitti.
mission, but,
although I
you know.
guess if you say Dario Franchitti real fast and Nick Mason, they'll almost sound like the same
100%.
name.
You're right. You're still in the same realm.
No, Dario Franchitti's a really good dude, and his brother's a really good dude.
Marino
Franchitti. And one of them was married. Dario Franchitti,
The Franchitti brothers.
was married to a Judd. Naomi, no. What's
Ashley?
the Judd? Ashley Judd.
Franchitti and Judd? Sounds like that's
Sounds
a
like
law firm.
I'd go there. Being
Slip and
injured in an
fall?
accident.
Bite by a dog, bite back.
Wrongfully terminated.
Mesothelioma.
Franchitti and Judd.
was,
Yeah. Did you have a pubic mesh explosion?
Have you worked near asbestos in the late 90s?
Were you ever stationed at Camp Lejeune? Talk to Franchitti and Judd.
Slip, fall, make the money.
This is them, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
All right. So I know something.
How do you
All
know
right.
that? That's so great.
Well, I know Dario.
Okay.
And he's super, super nice guy. Every time I go to the track, I hang out a little bit. All right, Dawson. This would have taken place in like 2018 or 2017 or something like that.
We were
So that
there
might
around
help.
2016, I believe.
Oh, 16.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been there a few times, so I don't
Okay.
remember the time I talked to Nick Mason. And
He
we
was
have
there in 2006. He's probably there every year, but
yeah, and that was the year. So now maybe you just go.
I looked through all of the drivers from the 2016, and they do have a list of the cars they drove, and for some reason on this list there's no 250 GTO. So I'm still looking
Well,
at that.
It's in our.
Let's do a quick Google search of who drove the. Oh, it's Nick Mason. It just came up.
Nick Masson.
Nick Masson. It just came up. What are you talking about?
Now it could have been like Nicholas Masson or something like that. Anyway, let's we'll do one more, Chris. Now Chris is looking. I feel like it's got to be somewhere, but I'll tell you where it is. It's Adam Carolla Goes Racing. Basically, I basically interviewed the guy.
Oh my God. I didn't, but Speaking
Dawson, you better hope Chris didn't just find it.
No, I didn't.
No, you didn't.
But Marina Franchitti is married to Holly Mason, daughter of Nick Mason.
What? My mind is exploding here. What is
where he
going
got the
on?
ride.
So that's where I got the ride.
Coincidentally, sat at a red light and didn't make a right turn and got honked
Didn't
through.
use a coaster.
Put in French. I'll tell you what. Google in French race car driver Nicolas like Masson or something and see if something comes up. Because the guy had to have his bona fides, or Nick Mason wouldn't have let him drive his $50 million car.
You're not giving that to any valet guy.
Nick went to the go-kart track,
Who's got a red coat on? Come here, take this.
found a guy, looked pretty good behind the wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing comes up from that.
Oh, man. All right. Well, I'll have to search. I will scrub through our archive at some point because I
remember-
interviewed the guy.
I remember thinking that too. I remember you mentioning it.
Yeah, I did.
Maybe you were just calling him the wrong name, Adam.
Yeah.
He just called him Nick
name's-
Mason. He
I'm
thought you were
Nick
doing a
Mason.
bit. He's like, oh, all right.
All right. One more.
All right. So there's this teen mom, like she's famous for the show Teen Mom, I think. But so she posts this picture of her kid on Instagram that a lot of people are commenting on, really just to show her kid's nails. Oh wait, we gotta. Oh, there he is.
Minasan.
We just put up the.
Yeah.
a
Well, we
picture.
found him.
Nicholas.
Oh, we can't verify, but that's a French race car driver who
Nicholas
was at
Minnesota.
Goodwood.
Yeah, that's him.
That's me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, now you celebrate. You did it. What the hell was that? You found the right answer and you were like so humdrum about it. You
Yeah.
should have been firing off confetti cannons in there, taking your shirt off,
don't know.
and like dry humping the chair.
I've been burned enough times when I thought I had it.
Like that
So,
was the most
go in,
unimpressive moment
chin
of
up, head
glory
low.
I've ever seen. It's like you just won the New York City Marathon.
Oh, when he found Dario Franchitti, he was out of his mind.
Yeah, Marino.
Marino.
Who's married to Holly Mason, the second daughter of Nick Mason.
Wait, I thought Nick Mason didn't have
didn't
kids.
have kids. I know. Well, yeah, that's. I don't know how we got
man.
that. That's
the
on
whole
us.
web is unraveled to this whole episode.
Right.
He has two daughters,
Yeah, so his name
Holly
is
and Chloe Mason.
Minasan.
Yes.
But when one guy's named Nick Mason and the other guy's name is Nick Mason,
Yeah.
or however he says it French, I'm like, you got the fucking same guy. You
did.
driving the car. Now, how did you find it? You went French race car driver Nicholas Mason or something that sounded
They were
like it.
yeah, they were spelling
It's
it
it's
different.
Minassian, but you know French. It could be
Minasan.
one syllable.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's
Smith.
how you found
That's
it,
Smith
right?
in French. Nick Smith.
All right,
French.
now we found it.
All right.
We did it.
All right,
Well,
we
good
did
job,
it.
guys.
All right, I feel like we should wrap it
Yeah,
on
I
that.
feel
was a
because
win.
It's not gonna,
We
that's
gotta
a
end it
win.
on the
That's a
W.
victory.
That's what we want to do. Take our victory lap. There we go.
Yeah, Nick Mason and Nick Mason. All right. Oh, let's see. Where's my plugs for you, Joe? The podcast, Two Cool Moms.
Yep.
And you can get that wherever you find finer podcasts with our friend Steve Byrne, who's just the nicest,
He's the best. I love him.
the best.
Such a great dude.
He's a great dude.
Yeah, he's such a genuine, really nice guy.
Funny, too.
Yeah.
Also, dates all over the place.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
we can just go to Joe Gatto. We can go to
JoeGattoOfficial.com, yeah.
and cannoliproductions.com.
Well, you could go there too, but Joe Gatto Official's easy to remember. Yeah, but I'm playing the Beacon in New York City, which I'm psyched about, on January 20th.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about that.
Well, this was good for me. Nashville Zanies coming up December 21st. Sorry, December 1st
No,
and
let's
2nd.
let's do Vegas, December 7th.
Oh, okay. That's right. All right. Well, Vegas, December
You're doing
7th.
two shows at
Yeah.
the Kimmel Club. Rancho Mirage, second show added. Oh, and you're going to be at Solana Beach in January 7th, with Greg Fitzsimmons and Jody Miller on stage.
Oh, that'll be a fun show.
That'll be a good one.
All right. So until next time, this is Adam Carolla for Joe Gatto and Chris Maxbata and Nick Masson saying mahalo.